Hi, my name is Steve Mars, Denver Cajun BBQ Krewe Chief Cook, and I've been cooking competition barbecue since 2004. I started off and still have my original Fast Eddy pellet cooker FE100 that was made in 2002, and that's still the only cooker I've ever used in competition. This is my 11th year being here at the American Royal, and we've always supported this event and the great fundraising effort that it is. And we've also started now deploying with Operation Barbecue Relief to go to disaster areas and cook food for victims and for emergency first responders. So that's the newest chapter in our life. And we've been fortunate enough this summer to have participated in a big fundraiser down in Garber, Oklahoma, for raising money to buy a seizure dog for a 13-year-old daughter of one of our active servicemen in the Army stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado. So we went to Garber on August 23rd and got set up, and then we drove up to Ponca City, and the folks up at Cookshack loaned us a brand new FEC100 smoker that we cooked on for the event in Garber. As a result of that donation, we were able to raise over $13,000, and we purchased Madison's dog that day. And the dogs was $10,000, and we donated the leftover money to the same company for another dog for another individual at Fort Carson whose husband is deployed to Afghanistan. And we made a $3,000 down payment on her dog because she needed a seizure dog also, because she's a single mom with 2 little babies, and she has drop seizures, and she has 2 to 3 seconds warning before she has the seizure, and then she's out of commission laying on the floor. So we pretty much killed 2 birds with 1 stone on that one day in Garber, Oklahoma. The really neat part of the story was the fact that Cookshack loaned us a brand new FEC100 to cook on. I've been a big pellet fan ever since 2004 when I first got my original FEC. When I got to cook on that new FE100, it was like I fell in love with pellet cookers all over again. It was such an amazing cooker. For that, we loaded that thing up. It had 38 pork butts, and we did 12 huge briskets on it that were donated to us. And by the time I had all the shelves loaded in that FEC100, you couldn't have put a hot dog in there. I mean, it was full. We loaded it up at 7:30 on Friday night. I hit some of the guys had never seen one of those, and they said, "Well, how do you light this thing?" And I went, "Plunk, plunk." It started, and they said, "You're kidding, that's all there is?" And I said, "That's it. It's set to cook at 225 degrees for the next 12 hours, and then it'll automatically go into a 160 hold mode. We don't have to do anything else. We're done." So at 2 o'clock in the morning, I opened it up and I was checking temps on all the pork butts. And I mean, I've got them crammed together. That big convection fan in that FEC100 made the internal temperature of every pork butt in that smoker within 3 degrees of each other, all 38 of them. And it was like, wait a minute, my thermal pin's messed up, because you can't do that. It did it. So at the end of the cook time, it went to hold, and all the pork butts were at 204 degrees, which is exactly where I wanted them. They were going to be easy to pull. They were done. The briskets weren't quite finished yet, so I just kicked it off of the hold mode, bumped the smoke temp up to 250, and I finished out the briskets, and they came out of the smoker an hour later. We had absolutely nothing but rave reviews about the meat that we served at that fundraiser that day, and it was just an absolutely incredible event. And it was thanks to Cookshack that we were able to provide the quality of food that we served and help buy Madison her seizure dog. That's the end of that story from Garber, Oklahoma.